What is up, guys? Excuse my hair here. Doing the review for the sequel, John Wick Chapter 2. Now, just let me open my computer real quick. Sum up the sequel, it did not disappoint. I was gonna, remember, well, Breeze, and you're probably the only one who saw this. I was gonna upload a review right after I saw it, but then I said, fuck it. I'll wait till I get it on Blu-ray and review the first one, which I have right here. What more can I say about this sequel that does not disappoint? Definitely gotta agree with this review here. The real deal and action movie fireworks. I definitely gotta agree with that here. What we have is a lot of the same cast members return. Ruby Rose is one of the new people who, I don't know much about her. I know she was on that show, Orange is the New Black, which I didn't watch. You have Common, who sorry for that weird edit there, but I was saying Common, who worked with Keanu on Street Kings, which had to film a Keanu, so I forgot to mention that I really enjoy. You have Peter Stormare, who he was in one of Keanu's other films that I find really underrated, Constantine from 2005. I really enjoy that film. And what it starts out with is, I'm going to hold the DVD, Blu-ray because I feel like it, but what it starts out with is basically you have Wick right here, goes in to get his car, which I listened to the commentary with Chad Stahelski, who's the director, and Keanu Reeves. What Chad Stahelski mentions on the commentary is that this film takes place 5 days after the first one. And I really love the way it opens, which he mentions on the commentary that they had to film in Vancouver because they weren't allowed to shoot in New York, but you see a person on a motorcycle come in, and you see Wick come in. And what's cool is you see like a projector on a building, kind of like right here. And that's actually one of Buster Keaton's movies. Fun fact that Chad Stahelski mentioned on the commentary. And he goes in, really cool effect. This was all shot practical, no CGI. Comes in, waits for the guy, and slams him down, grabs the thing. Then he goes to the cab depot, which you find out is a front, and you see Peter Stormare. Peter Stormare, he's a good actor. He's been in a lot of stuff. He was weirdly enough, in Constantine with Keanu. He played the devil there. He was the voice of Dracula in Batman vs. Dracula. I'll look up some other stuff. Bear with me here, guys. He was also in Fargo, which I never seen, but maybe one day. And he's just mentioning about John Wick is a man of focus. Boom! Shoves the smoke up a guy's mouth. Concentration. Then chokes a guy. Keanu's like, on the commentary, Keanu's like, that's something I really enjoyed. It was a really fun commentary with them. They're very informative and very funny, very energetic. And it really shows what you can do when you do practical, because he's hitting these guys. And one scene I found out was CGI'd in there was that you had a different guy driving. Like, how do I put it? Okay, this is going to look stupid, but pretend this is the car driving. And this is the driver of the car, of the guy controlling the car. But they CGI'd this part around off, so in the making ofs, you'd see it like this, but you'd actually see the cars like this. And good job, makers. You did a good job. Because I didn't even guess that for a second that was CGI. So, hats off to the people who did this. See, I'm not I still prefer practical, but this is how far we can get with CGI. Then I can still support it. Doesn't mean I'll love it, but that means I'll support it. Because what I like that Chad Stahelski does is, I gotta give him credit for this, is that he really uses a lot of practical stuff. Like, but uses CGI to enhancements, which that to me is how you should use CGI. But you see Keanu go in, fuck these guys up to get his car. He doesn't kill anyone. He goes, and he uses a lot of some jujitsu. It's really good. And he gets to this big guy, he knocks him over, and just grabs a gun and goes right in his legs. He doesn't kill him. Oh, ooh. And then The pencil trick you mentioned that was mentioned in the previous film by Michael Nyqvist, may he rest in peace. You do get to see him use it in this film, which I'm going to link it in the description so you guys can see it. And just so anyone's aware, anything I link in the description of the video, that's an action scene from this film or a fisticuff. I'm not going to say where it's at because I want you guys to find out for yourself, but then he shoots him in the head. Then he goes up to Peter Stormare, and he's like, puts a drink down, he's like, peace. And he's like, does a man like you know peace? Then it opens up to a really good title sequence where you just see coins. You see a thing that's used later where you see blood and it's kind of open like a coin. I really love the way it's open in the music, which Tyler Bates comes back to do the score again. And I like the fact that you do see the dog from the ending of the previous film. He does return into this. And close the stupid antivirus stuff. Excuse me. Bear with me, guys. There we go. Gotta close that antivirus stuff. But you do see the dog come back in this one. There's a pretty hilarious short on this, but I'll mention it at the end of the video. And then you see the dog come back, but I like the fact they don't go the easy way of, oh, just kill the dog again, then he goes after the guys. No. You have an actual reason. You have this actor who, I'm not sure who he is. He is alright, but he's not as good as Michael Nyqvist did better. May he rest in peace. I haven't seen a lot of his stuff, but seeing that I know he was a good actor. Anyways. You do have Ian McShane return as Winston. You do have Lawrence Fishburne from the Matrix films. Yeah, that's his name. I'm probably going to pronounce his last name wrong, so bear with me. Ricardo Scaramagro. Sorry if I pronounced that wrong. He comes in and then tells him, you have to do this deal, blah, 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 to kill my sister. I got you out. And when he says, no, I'm not that guy anymore, takes a grenade launcher, blows up John Wick's house, blows him up, and yes, there will be spoilers. So, I know this is a newer film, so if you do not want to spoil it, click off right now. But to sum it up, I really enjoyed this film, thought it was a fantastic sequel. I cannot wait for part 3. So, when I put this down, spoilers will be done. What I really enjoy is he gets back with the car, with John Leguizamo, and then he comes in, and what you find out is Santonio D'Antonio is asked John Wick to assassinate his sister, and then then you have an excellent shootout in a concert stage where he's fighting off guys. You have a great standoff here, where he walks out. I love the music. It goes boom, 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 boom. I can't describe it exactly. And he comes out, sees Calm, is like, John? And the music going, he's like, yeah? You working? Afraid so. Sorry to hear that. Then he goes, and both like a Western goes, the music's playing, and you find out, listening to the commentaries, that they have bulletproof suits on. Which, that's really cool in my opinion. And also you do, getting back to beginning, sorry if I'm all over the place, but you have the Jimmy guy again, after he burns down his house, which is pretty funny. And then you see, in the beginning also, is that he fucked up his car really bad. For anyone's curious what the inside looks like. Comes with this stupid digital HD bullshit, which I gave to a friend of mine. He comes in with his car, he's like, geez, man. John Leguizamo's character. Which there was a deleted scene where you see D'Antonio beating the shit out of him for information, which I was fine with that was cut out, because I liked the opening that we got better. So I was fine with that being cut out. You do have Lance Reddick return as the guy in the Continental, which I love the way they use the Continental in this, and just expand on this world, because back to what I was saying though, is he shoots out, before he goes to the palace, you have a great montage of him pulling guns. He's like, I need something robust, precise, Then he gives him a pistol. And then he's like, for dessert, some knives and a shotgun. And it's badass. He's basically in the catacombs. He does this, like sets a gun in a location. Then you have, after the shootout, where he's picking people off one by one with great music. You actually have a cameo by Tyler Bates there, who does, once again, a great score. I can't do it justice. He's picking off people, and he goes to the locations he set his guns. And he does, of course, he does assassinate Gianna D'Antonio. She slits her wrist, and for good measure, she shoots him. But then, all the stuff I happen to mention, he gets to there. And you actually have Franco Nero, who as the bad guy in Die Hard 2, he plays a continental owner in Rome, which he does a good job, Franco Nero. He's a great villain in Die Hard 2, and he's great in that. And what happens is, he got a shootout. Then he goes into the catacombs, meeting Ruby Rose. What I like about the Continental, though, is it shows what it can do. You have a guy, basically to get over the he has the shootout, but about the Continental, though, it shows you that's all over the world, which really makes it cool, which, when I get to the ending, that's going to be major spoilers, so soon I'll get there, but then he's shooting people, murdering people left and right. It's really good. Next up, you have a great, fucking awesome action sequence in the catacombs where he's just, Ruby Rose is there, and then she's like, here, I want to get it right. So I'm going to just mute this real quickly. John 2. Bear with me here, guys. Catacomb scene. Bear with me here. I know I should have looked this up before I went, but I watched this last night when I was watching the commentary. John goes, loose ends. Then she goes, she winks, goes, just one. And the shootout happens because Ruby Rose in this film, sorry, I got an itch there, but Ruby Rose in this film is pretty much deaf, so she speaks with sign language, which I thought was really cool. And he goes, brings up the shield, pow, 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 pow. And he's running, pow, pow, pow. Really, really cool. You can tell it's Keanu doing this stuff for real. Then, another thing you have is he takes a break, goes back to his hotel after he murdered her. But then John gets put a hit on him by D'Antonio for $9,000. So, what I really like, though, is that they showed really anyone can be an assassin in the world. Like, there's a street performer who's an assassin, who's playing a violin, goes, and I love about this, one thing I love is this film's not PC. It is not PC at all. Like, you have him breaking arms. It is R-rated, so if you see this film, it is R-rated. Like, he breaks a lady's arm, a chick's arm to get it, which it's like, fuck you, I don't care if you're a lady, you're trying to kill me. Boom! Breaks his arm. Then breaks her fucking neck, which is awesome. Then he goes up to this big motherfucking freaking wrestling guy who looks like a sumo wrestler. I don't know the actor's name, but someone can tell me down below. Shoots him in the head. He fights the guy, and then breaks his arm. Shoots him in the head, then goes to the street. I like the way it's edited. And then the pencil trick you see was mentioned in the previous film does get to be used here, which I'm going to leave a link in the description to it. Does get to be used in here, where he's shooting people as these guys chasing him. And he goes, shoots him that way. Gets the pencil, stabs a guy in the nose, and this in the theater made me go, oh shit! Stabs him in the fucking ear with a pencil. When I leave these in the description, I wish I could use clips, so I'm using the other way around, where I'm going to leave noteworthy scenes in the description for you guys to check out in order to give this film a look. I'm sure most of you have right now, because it has a good rating on IMDb, 7.6, which for IMDb, that's a good rating. Shooting the guys, and then he kills these guys with a pencil. Then he goes around to find D'Antonio. But first he meets up with Lawrence Fishburne, who's a really good actor. He was for the Breesan, of course. He was in Event Horizon, which I'd like to see one day. He was in the Matrix trilogy, which I love. Really great actor, Lawrence Fishburne. Basically, sorry, bear with me here. Basically, he meets up with him, and how it works is he has these two guys who are, of course, hitmen, but they're disguised as the workers, kind of, how do I put it? The kind you'd see in New York with that works. But one other scene I forgot to mention that was great, though, when it comes to it later, is, well, I'll mention it after the scene, but he meets with Lawrence Fishburne, who does a really good job as the Bowery King. He's like, the man, the myth, the legend, John Wick. Haha, you're not very good at retiring. I'm working on it. Really great exchange. Just shows these two are really good friends, and I know they're really good friends in real life, seen in interviews. Really enjoyed that scene. Shows his power too, and helps. He's like, why should I help you? He gives him the coin. He's like, you don't want to owe me. It's like, before he goes down, he's like, remember, you owe me. And John goes, you don't want to owe me. He's such a badass. Then you get to another great shootout, which is in the museum, where he's just playing the cellos. And I like it is, he's like, hello everyone, we're celebrating the death of my sister. Goes after D'Antonio after he put the contract, because he's pissed. As I like to call it, John Wick, man on a rampage. I'll play this scene a little bit, but I'm not going to play all of it. Cannon plays this. Just plays this kind of music here. The shootouts here are just fantastic. Here's how it sounds, music. Then you have this cool face-off where it shows him like this. Zooms in on John's face, then D'Antonio's, then makes his music. When I was in the theater, I didn't see the first one in the theater. I saw that one later, but this film I did see in the theater. Loved the hell out of it. Then he gets to these guys. Wick is here. Yeah. And he's like, you and you. And just like the first one, this has a really, really good finale, just like the first one. First one, of course, you have that finale where he goes to the docks to go after Michael Nyqvist. And he's shooting the guys, drive-bying them at their car. Boom, 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 boom. Really good. This one, how it does is gets through the guys in the museum, which, if you want to see that scene, check the link in the description. Then he goes to this kind of mirror place. Has to fight these guys. What I also love in the museum scene is that Lawrence Fishburne gave him a 1911, and then he uses that. It goes. I love the music. Tyler Bates' music here just fits very well. What I really like is always the moves he does, and then is that he doesn't just. You do see him reload in this one, so it is for all the people who complain about films being unreal. Shut the fuck up, for one. Second, that shows that this film has a sense of whatever the fuck you want to call it. But then he reloads, gets the guns. What I like is that he gets the guy, goes boom, and takes the gun, go then shoots the guy in the head. Does that. He shoots the guy in the leg, chops him, and he's kind of holding him like this. Sorry if this looks weird. Then shoots him in the head. Then he goes to the mirrors. Sorry, I had a voice crack there. Then he goes to the mirrors. And what it shows is that he was kind of, for me, I know not everyone's going to think this way, that he's just kind of taking away his anger. I know that sounds stupid. He didn't want to go back, so he's showing that he's pissed. Especially that he's pissed at D'Antonio for giving him putting a hit on him. So then what happens is he's shooting him. Then what we go to is pretty much he goes there, and you have a really great scene which I'm gonna play here, and I'm gonna leave in the description so you guys can see it. bear with me here. Really great dialogue exchange, and Keanu really sells it. You also have two great fights. I forgot to mention this. Two great fight scenes with Common. First, he's on the stair. They're on the stairs, and he's like, "You're not having a good night, John, are you?" Kind of have a gun exchange. Like, here, pretend this is the cars here, and Common and Keanu are going around the cars. Then he jumps on together. They fight, which both of them trained for martial arts, which is really cool. Both of them fight. And then it's really funny. They're on the stairs, whoop! And they fight again, whoop! And I love the sense of humor in these movies. They go in, and Frank O'Neill's like, "Gentlemen, might I remind you of what happens on Continental Crowns?" "No, sir." "No. Go get a drink from the bar." Really, and you also have a great dialogue exchange. "Eye for an eye, John." But what happens back to the finale? Or no, yeah. Sorry, I'm going all over. Sorry if I'm going all over the place, but you get to the finale. Or you get to the other fight with Common, which is him versus the assassins. Or first you have a scene where they're at a fountain. They're going. It's funny in the subway. You also have another funny scene where they're walking casually, going. It's really funny. They're just shooting. They're shooting silenced pistols casually. And then Common, the way he doesn't die, it may look like he died, but he really didn't. Is that they have a really good fight, another good fight in the subway that's really well choreographed. And he takes a knife, goes boom, and he goes, "Ah, that knife is in your lodge." I'll play this here. He fights these guys too. Here's what he says here. Fuck, that's the wrong video. Fucking in language. Not in the right fucking language, so sorry about that, guys. Gonna make sure I don't put that there. But he's like, "That knife is lodged in your system. Pull it out and you will die." Then, after that, you get to the museum scene, and you get to the finale and the mirrors. And one of the reasons why I enjoy this film is the confrontation between D'Antonio and mirrors. And for people who say Keanu's, "Oh, he's wooden," blah, 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 to each their own, of course, but I'm sorry. This scene he really sells, in my opinion. Right here. This always made me smile in the theater.
It's all you have.
You wanted me back. I'm back.
Then he's fighting with him and gets a guy, chops him. Then gets him against the mirror, pulls out his gun, goes, shoots him in the head. And you see another guy come out, shooting him with an assault rifle. Then he screams. Then, I like the shot here. He's in the mirrors and goes, then lands right here on him. Then what happens at the end, you have a fight with Ruby Rose and Keanu, where they're fighting. And this film is brutal. When I saw this in the theater, I was like, holy shit! What happens is they're fighting. Not only does he take her arm, he breaks her arm, takes the knife, stabs it through her hand, and does this, stabs it through her chest. It's brutal. Be seeing you, John. She signs that. And she's like, yeah. So that's a really epic finale, in my opinion. Good job to everyone who made this film. You guys got an A+ with me. What? And then he goes back to the Continental. And I love the dialogue exchange. He's like, "It's brilliant, isn't it?" Then Ian McShane's like, "Jonathan, just walk away. How men just can stay here. Just walk away." And he's like, "Yeah, Jonathan, walk away." Right in the head. He's like, "What have you done and he walks out, goes to his house, takes the dog because he had Lance Reddick watching him. Lance Reddick does a good job in these films. Hopefully, don't know if he'll return in the third one, but we'll see. He returns, and I can already see, and I love the way this film ends, because it really makes me look forward to the third one. It is, some people may complain that's a sequel bait ending, but I like it. That it sets up, plays the music, that he's basically excommunicated. Now, for spoilers, people, I'm holding this up. When I put this Blu-ray down, spoilers will be over. But what you find out is that he broke the rules in Continental. Because remember, in the first one, when Adrian Pilecki got shot, but this one, he broke the rules, and he gives him an hour. And then, I love Keanu's dialogue here. Tell them all, whoever comes, I'll kill him. I'll kill them all. Fantastic dialogue. Then he's running, playing to the music, and he has his dog with him. He plays the music. Then it sets up. And it really shows the guy goes, stop. It really shows his power. Then it just sets up for the John Wick 3. To sum up my thoughts, I really, really thoroughly enjoyed this film. I gotta give this an A+, 10 out of 10 for me. Just as good as the first film. I mean, if there's a trilogy for this, I'm gonna be glad. And yes, I will like this more than Christopher Nolan's trilogy. God forbid. But yeah, I'm a big Batman fan. I love the comics. I just feel like those films are done the wrong way. If you like them, that's fine. But I'm just speaking for myself. But anyways, this is about Batman. This is about John Wick. I thoroughly enjoyed this film. I would give it a 10 out of 10, A+. Really want to see the sequel. I have no problems with this at all. It's one of my favorite films of the year, and I really enjoyed it. So to explain what's coming up next is more parts for Vice City when Nick gets back. And Breesan, I know you've been waiting forever for this, but I'm going to be reviewing I'll probably either be doing my thoughts or review on TMNT 2012. So either way, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Give this film a look if you can. And I had a great time seeing this in the theater. One of the best theater experiences I've ever had in a long time. So thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed this review. And bye-bye.